Aaron, you're a Marine combat veteran. You served in Afghanistan. You've spent years studying the Iranian military. And you frame this latest and perhaps, as the last phase of the post October 7 wars. Explain that to us.
Well, look, I mean, this story on some level begins in 1979. It was striking that the president kind of took us on a walk through history on his remarks this morning, giving his rationale for the war. He talked about the taking of hostages from the U.S. Embassy during the revolution. He talked about the killing of Marines in Beirut in 1983. But there's another way in which this story obviously begins on 10/7, when Iran's proxy Hamas launched the most recent round of violence. Clearly, in the hearts of the leadership of Hamas, people like Yahya Sinwar, this was going to be hopefully some kind of final struggle to, if not wipe Zionism from the face of the earth, certainly diminish Israel in its relative power, deal it a blow, ideally from which it could not recover from their point of view. The result has been something like the opposite. It's not to say that Israel doesn't have its struggles in the last couple of years of war, but the overall military story, the story of the hard balance of power in the region, is one of waxing Israeli power and waning Iranian power. That is 100% the net result of all this. It can't be what any of the leaders of Hamas, let alone Hezbollah or Iran itself, had hoped for at the start of all of this. I suspect there's probably a lot of gritting of teeth about the thought of Sinwar starting this back when he did. But this is what's so striking about this phase we've just entered is the maximalist quality of it. I mean, during the 12-day war, you saw the Trump administration playing the role of a brake on Israeli action. Sure, we participated. We took out the Iranian nuclear facilities. That strike was limited, definitionally limited, and we held the Israelis back when they were looking to go after Khamenei last June. Today, the United States, President Trump is on the opposite side of all of those questions. We are going for the jugular with the Iranians. We are encouraging the Iranian people to go out into the streets. If this is successful, even if it's just, 3/4 successful, you could argue that this will be the end of the round of violence that began on 10/7. This, of course, is the Middle East, which means there will be new rounds of violence. And with a waning Iran, we have to look at a waxing Turkey as the next issue on the horizon. But there's a case to be made that we're seeing the end of a phase approaching.